Burkina Faso, a small, landlocked nation in the heart of the African Sahel, has suddenly become the center of global attention. At the eye of the storm is Captain Ibrahim Traore. Yes, indeed, army officer from humble roots who has stamped his own dramatic vision on the country. Traore styles himself a revolutionary Pan-Africanist, pledging to throw off what he calls the shackles of French and Western influence. His every word and action radiate defiance. In public rallies, Burkinabe are even waving banners reading, "Down with imperialism." And Traore himself has vowed to never bend his back under outside pressure. The comparison to Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso's legendary anti-colonial hero of the 1980s, is impossible to ignore. Like Sankara, Traore wears the red beret and seized power at 34. Supporters hope he will carry on Sankara's legacy of self-reliance and dignity. The backdrop to Traore's story is a country in crisis. In January 2022, soldiers toppled long-ruling President Rochmark Christian Kabore after mass protests against jihadist violence. Just 8 months later, a second coup unfolded. Traore led disillusioned junior officers to remove Captain Paul-Henri Damiba in September 2022. In his first televised address, Traore bluntly accused Damiba's regime of failing to tackle the perennial problem of insurgency plaguing the north. By seizing power, the 34-year-old jumped straight to the top, becoming one of the world's youngest leaders. Crowds took to the streets chanting his name. To many ordinary Burkinabe, he was a symbol of hope in a nation that had seen little but empty promises. Critics, however, grumbled that it was just another coup in a long chain of them. Traore's own journey helps explain his defiant stance. Born in 1988 in a tiny village in western Burkina Faso, he grew up watching local communities struggle and soldiers sacrifice. He studied at the National University and then joined the army in 2010, rising through the ranks, fighting Islamist insurgents in the Sahel. Traore earned a reputation for bravery and blunt honesty on the battlefield. Over time, he became increasingly frustrated by the stark contrast between ill-equipped Burkinabe soldiers and the corruption he saw higher up. Suitcases of money being shuffled under the table. By early 2022, he was seen as the voice of younger, frontline officers who had lost faith in the status quo. When he finally took power, Traore styled himself as the heir to Sankara's revolution. He kept his modest rank of captain and famously refused the trappings of high office. He still wears his uniform every day and declined to take the presidential salary. These gestures signaled his promise to stay a man of the people, cracking down on graft and sharing Burkina's wealth with Burkinabe. Once in control, Traore moved quickly to reshuffle the nation's economic deck. Within months, his government rewrote mining laws and took direct charge of prized resources. A new state mining corporation, SOFOMIB, was launched to seize control of lucrative gold mines from foreign companies. In April 2025, Burkina's junta even granted a huge license to Russia's Nordgold to develop a major new gold project deal projected to fund roughly 51 billion CFA francs, about 89 million, into the treasury over its lifetime. These moves are widely touted as the first steps toward economic self-determination. For decades, Burkina's gold and minerals were largely controlled or siphoned off by external interests, often French-backed firms. By contrast, Traore frames this nationalization as reclaiming the country's wealth for its own people, boosting the budget and promising to fund roads, schools and other development projects without foreign strings. Traore's revolution is as much political as it is economic. In a bold foreign policy shift, he ordered all French troops out of Burkina Faso, a symbolic break from the past. In January 2023, he even gave a one-month ultimatum for an entire 400-strong French anti-terror unit, Operation Sabre, to withdraw. In Traore's view, Burkina must build its own security forces free of colonial-era tutelage. Instead of Paris, he has looked to other partners. He has courted Russia and Turkey, attending the 2023 Russia-Africa Summit and signing cooperation agreements. He signed the new mining deal with Nordgold, Russian diplomats in Ouagadougou, signaling that Burkina's new cavalry rides with Moscow rather than Paris. Regionally, he has joined Mali and Niger to form the Alliance of Sahel States, an anti-Western bloc aimed at mutual defense and economic independence. Together, these moves send a clear message. Traoré intends to pursue a multipolar vision of Burkina Faso's future, one in which former colonizers play no privileged role. The breakout of Traoré's regime has gone hand in hand with institutional change. In 2024, he announced that Burkina Faso is quitting ECOWAS, the West African Economic Community, after Ouagadougou refused to yield to demands that it restore democratic rule. He also openly challenged the CFA, franc currency that ties Burkina to the Eurozone. It's not just the currency, he declared in a viral speech. Anything that maintains us in slavery, we will break those bonds. For context, the CFA franc was created under French colonial rule and until recently even required Francophone African states to keep a portion of their reserves locked in Paris. Traoré's blunt language, slavery, underscores how deeply he and his supporters view such institutions as remnants of empire. By kicking out foreign troops, eyeing a new currency, and rallying the Sahel countries together, he has effectively put Burkina on a fast track of radical nationalist transformation. Stay tuned for more updates like these. Don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to our growing channel.